Hello, welcome back to Mark's House and Garden UK. I'm going to talk about olive trees, but more specifically, I'm going to talk about olive tree suckers. Right, in this border, I have 4 standard lollipop olive trees. You've probably seen them before because they've been in many of my videos. Right, observe this one first of all. Observe the base of the trunk, and it is clean. And there are no suckers down here, and there are no growth suckers coming out of any of that trunk all the way up. And I have to say that in the last 3 years, there never have been. Okay, the same is true of this one. However, focus in on this one, the third one. Right down here at the base, we have a wonderful crop of very healthy looking suckers. Why are they there? Right, we'll come back to that in a moment. Come and have a look at a mature olive tree, which is 120 years old. This is one of 3 mature, gnarled old olive trees in my garden. And I bought 3 from Costco. They were in a really good price. So I decided to bite the bullet and buy 3. What I want you to observe is how gnarled and knobbly the trunk is and how different it is to a normal tree trunk. And also, again, observe these wonderful, healthy looking suckers, not just coming out of the base, but also coming out of the trunk here. Right, being a YouTuber and presenting information to you, the viewer, has caused me to ask why a lot more. So when I see something like this, I want to know why it's happening. Then I want to know what I should do about it for the best. So I go away and do some research. And it's surprising what you learn. And I've learned quite a bit about why these suckers are here and why these trunks look like this. I'm going to go back to the standard lollipop olive trees, which are in the shade, because it will be more comfortable for me to talk to you in the shade. We are experiencing a bit of a heat wave at the moment in the UK. It's July, so it's much more comfortable speaking to you in the shade. I just hope that the camera can pick out the definition of these plants. It is a good camera, so it should be okay. Right, asking why is a great thing to do generally, isn't it? Especially when you're gardening. If you ask why a plant is failing, you will be informed. You can also ask why a plant is doing particularly well, and that can also inform you. So why do I have 4 olives here? 3 of them looking great, 3 of them with no suckers, and 1 of them down here has a wonderful stock of fresh, healthy suckers at the bottom. And why are those ancient olives, which are really established trees, you would think, producing suckers? Right, we're going to get to the nitty-gritty now, and I'll explain why. What I'm about to share with you is something I've recently learned. I've been learning on the job again. So, calling this an olive tree is actually a misnomer. I'm misnaming it because it's not really a tree at all. This and most olives are actually shrubs, and they want to grow like a bush. And whereas a tree would have a very strong root system, well, an olive bush or an olive shrub does have a root system, but right beneath the surface here, it also has what's known as a lignotuber or a burl. And that lignotuber or burl is part of this plant's natural defense and survival system. And it's one of the key reasons why these olive bushes or shrubs can live for thousands of years. That lignotuber or burl is genetically programmed to throw up these suckers. And there are reasons and times when it will do this. And I'm just going to go through those in a moment, because that will explain why this does it. And indeed, why the mature olives that I've got are also doing it. Okay. So I think the first thing to reiterate is that this is part of the plant's natural habit. It wants to do this. So that's one of the key reasons why it's going to do it. But why and when does it do it? Well, it will do this as part of its survival mechanism, which suggests and implies that it will do this at times of stress. So what kind of a stress might an olive bush or shrub have which will encourage it to do this at the base? Well, it might have root damage. That will be one form of stress that would cause it to produce these suckers. Or It might be underwatered or overwatered, another reason why it might suddenly throw these. The tree above could be destroyed for some reason. It could be destroyed by wind or fire or lightning. And if it was, the burl, the lignotuber, would survive and it would make these, and therefore the tree would also survive. So there we go. Those are the reasons why these would be thrown up. It wants to do it, it's supposed to do it. It's not something unusual, and it's not necessarily something you're doing wrong. Now, I like to hypothesize. I like to come up with reasons that might be the case, why things are happening. And as we've already explored, there are four here, four of these olive bushes. Three of them have not thrown suckers up, and one of them has. Well, I can tell you that 2 years ago, this had a massive shock. It was, before I built this fence here, it was exposed to a lot of wind. And it lost all its leaves. And then I went to town on it, and I pruned it right back. There were no leaves on this plant 18 months ago. It's had a big shock to its system. It did two things to survive. Number one, it produced a lot of leaves at the top, but number two, it sent out suckers. Okay, now what do you do about suckers? That's the next question, I suppose. Well, if the top of the tree is surviving well and doing well, you need to get rid of them, because they really are draining a lot of energy from this plant. They're actually diverting the energy from up here to down here. So you don't want them there. So we're going to prune these off today. Now, if the top of the tree was dead, for example, let's say it had burnt or it had become so dried out that it couldn't survive, then you would leave these, because they would be a way of this plant surviving. Now, you might not want all of them. You might just keep the main one and grow it back into a standard, but at least you'd have a living plant to continue the genes and the gene pool of this one. And just revisiting this gnarled old shrub here, everything I've just said about the standard lollipop olive trees in my border by the side of my cottage is true of these. I bought these from Costco and they were in tubs. Now, the tubs were large tubs, but think about it. It has just had all its roots, or most of its roots, cut off. It's had a severe shock. It's been planted in the ground. Now, granted, it's been in the ground for 2 years, but that is a very tiny percentage or proportion of its whole lifetime. This is probably 120 years old. It's still recovering from that shock. I've also pruned the top of it. So again, pruning will stimulate the shrub to do this. So these are just doing what they want to do. I am going to remove the suckers because the trees are healthy and this will survive. So these are surplus to requirements and they're actually draining energy from up here. Right, how do you remove them? Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get right down into the base of this tree. Sorry, shrub. And I'm going to go as low as I possibly can. And I'll bring the camera in close and you'll see me doing it. And I'm going to take them off. I'm going to use a sharp pair of clean secateurs and I'm going to cut as close to the base of this tree as possible. Right down where the lignotuber is, or the burl. And so we need to go right down as low as we possibly can and remove them. Now, some of these are actually growing out of the main stem, but that doesn't stop me from going right down here and getting rid. And you want to be doing this at the peak of the growing season, and that's why I'm doing it in July, because that gives the plant time to recover. And as the top of this plant will become fully restored, this will be less stimulated to make these little suckers. Now, you might not stop this overnight, it might continue, but eventually it will stop and it will go back to just having the one stem. So there we go, olive tree suckers, why they occur and what to do with them. And it's all because it's just trying to survive and be the best shrub it possibly can be by throwing up new growth. Right, I pruned it. The pruning possibly will stimulate new growth, hopefully up here. But pruning is also injuring the plant. So what I'm going to do, just give it a little tonic. This is just belt and braces. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of slow release over the base, and also some Epsom salts. Now, Epsom salts you use incredibly sparingly, but they are good for foliage. So again, I'm just going to put a tiny sprinkling of Epsom salts on there, and I'm going to start the dissolving process and water that down. Won't do it any harm. I often get told, oh, you don't need to use Epsom salts. Well, probably true, but in open ground like this, when the plant is in the ground, it won't do any harm. And it's something I do, and my olive trees look incredibly well. Don't forget, you can buy slow release, Epsom salts, secateurs, and a grubbing hoe in my Amazon shop. And I do get paid, and it all goes back in the garden, so I appreciate your support. Hope you've enjoyed that, and I wish you every success removing the suckers from your olive tree shrubs. Bye for now.